We're getting really close to the launch of Intel's next-gen Alder Lake CPUs, and you still don't know what they're all about? Then this video is for you, because I will give you a quick rundown of the 9 most frequently asked questions around Alder Lake. Let's go! Number 1. What is Alder Lake? It's pretty simple. Alder Lake is just the code name for Intel's upcoming CPUs. Intel uses a new codename for every generation of their CPUs. The current 11th gen core CPUs are called Rocket Lake, and their next generation is called Alder Lake. That's it. Number 2. When will Alder Lake launch? There is no official release date yet, but we're pretty sure that Alder Lake will launch somewhere in October or November of this year, so the launch is coming up pretty soon. Number 3. What is new with Alder Lake? Actually, a lot of things are new with Alder Lake. Intel will introduce a new design philosophy they call hybrid architecture. It's something of a big and little approach, as you have seen in mobile phone CPUs or with the Apple M1. That means Intel will combine high performance cores with low energy efficient cores. So you have big and small cores. On top of that, Intel will also, for the first time, use their new Intel 7, formerly known as 10 nanometer enhanced superfin process node. So Intel will combine a new architecture with a new process node. That's something we haven't seen from Intel in quite a while now, and that's why so many people are excited about Alder Lake. Number 4. Will I need a new motherboard? Yes, you will need a new motherboard. Alder Lake will come with a new LGA 1700 socket, and with that you will have to buy new motherboards. There's no old motherboard that will support Alder Lake. And we are pretty sure that the first motherboards to launch with the new socket will be high-end C690 boards, and the mainstream boards are to come later, maybe early 2022. Number 5. What about memory? That's an interesting one, because Alder Lake supports DDR4 and DDR5 at the same time, but there's a big caveat. It's not a mix and match. It's based on your motherboard support. So when you buy a motherboard for Alder Lake, you basically have to choose if you want to support it with DDR4 or DDR5. There's some pros and cons for both. Right now DDR4 is probably cheaper and it's not really that much slower, especially if you buy high-end DDR4. But I mean, do you really want to buy a new architecture, a new CPU with a new motherboard on a new platform and then use the old memory system? So I would expect that most people would go with DDR5, especially in the beginning. On top of that, I think the high-end boards will actually leave you no choice and only support DDR5. That's one of the only question marks I still have about Alder Lake, because right now there's no actual supply of DDR5 and the first empty listings are very high in price. So that's going to be a little bit iffy if there's actually enough supply for good prices at the launch of Alder Lake, but only time can tell us that. Number 6. What actual products will Intel launch? Intel will probably launch the K CPUs first. That will include a i9-12900K with 8 performance and 8 efficiency cores, a i7-12700K with 8 performance and 4 efficiency cores, and then i5-12600K with 6 performance and 4 efficiency cores. So as you can see, Intel will start to differentiate between a i9 and i7 again on the hardware basis and not just with clock speed. And the i5 will also pack a punch with 6 performance and 4 efficiency cores. So that's going to be pretty exciting, I think. Number 7. How will the pricing be? Well, of course, we still don't have any official pricing yet, but according to leaks and first listings in Europe, there's a really good chance that the pricing will be pretty similar to what we have with the current Rocket Lake CPUs. So that Intel will keep a similar price level and we don't see any price hikes like we had with AMD's Zen 3 CPUs when they launched in the beginning. It's still unclear, but there's a good chance prices will be on the same level and stock will be good. Number 8, and I think most important for most of you guys out there, how will Alder Lake perform? Intel claims a 19% IPC uplift over the current Rocket Lake CPU cores. So that's a quite decent uplift, and it should bring Alder Lake to a performance level where it's able to beat Zen 3, especially when it comes to gaming. And I expect a very close race with the high-end Zen 3 CPUs when it comes to multi-threading. Number 9, should you buy Alder Lake? Well, that's the question everyone wants to know. And if you ask me personally, I think if you're looking for a new system and you want to buy this fall, then there's a really high chance that Alder Lake will be the best setup for you if you want to go for high gaming performance, or if you want to go for something that's the best bang for the buck, because I think the i5 has a really good chance of becoming the new Ryzen 5 3600. That's it. That's all the 9 most frequently asked questions. I hope you know more about Alder Lake right now than you did before. If you're interested in a more in-depth discussion of Alder Lake and the hybrid approach from Intel, be sure to check out my former Alder Lake video. And if you want to know more about a possible counter from AMD with Zen 3D, also check out this video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, leave me a like, follow for more content like this, and see you next time.